So it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me. So this is part 2 of making this concertina little mini journal. Part 1 I construct it, and here in part 2 I do the decoration. So here I am. I've sort of gathered lots and lots of different elements from Digital Kit by Artie Mays, the very vintage days rather, and some of a ephemera kit. So those big squares across the middle, they can be like places to put photographs, but I just wanted to make them look pretty. So I've got these doilies. These are on clearance on my Stampin' Up shop. I thought the colour went well with the cinnamon cider, and I will distress it a bit. And I'm going to use them as a stencil, so I'm going to distress them while stenciling on the pages. So it sort of kills two birds with one stone. And I quite like the fact that the stenciling matches the pattern on the doily. You could use the other side. The other side's white. I've done that before. I've used them in the dyeing process with tea dyeing, avocado dyeing, etc. But also just sort of ink them up if you don't want that colour. But it goes nice with the rose in this kit as well, which I've fussy cut. That's a white rose there, but there is this more sort of peachy colour as well. And so I'm just using like the rule of 3, sort of clustered them together. And I've got these stitched triangular dies, and the largest right angled die fits perfectly within that sort of 4-inch square there. So I cut them out in the same way as I did the cover bits. So I cut them out and then I embossed them with that old paper. And then with the offcuts from the sheets that I made with the book pages, I cut more triangles to put sort of around in a decorative way. And some of them are going to be glued in on 2 sides, as are the distressed bits, so that they form pockets. And then that leaves the tea-stained bit ready for writing some journaling or sticking things in, whatever you want. So those book page covered triangles are going to be sort of decorated in the same way. So I've got those clusters already sort of formed, so that I can just sort of play with them. So I'm kind of doing a large one, a small ticket, and then either a rose or leaf. Those are the faux vintage postage stamps that I made in a previous video. And so some of this is from Artie Mays's ephemera kit, and some of it's from Vintage Days. And there's a couple of stamps that are on my own downloads that I found and have put together. And I do like the look of stamps, and I use the Stampin' Up postage stamp punch to give it authentic looking edges as well. Love that punch. So I've shown that in another video, well, when I made the postage stamps. So that is kind of how I was thinking of going. So I am going to sort of do a little bit more distressing there around those tea-stained areas, and I will use the my favourite stamp from the Very Versailles stamp set with the bit of script. I like the way that goes, and there I'm just demonstrating how I'm going to use that as a pocket. At the time I was thinking I was going to use those triangle ones, but I don't in the end, which you'll see later on. I use some Artie Mays tags, and then I was thinking I could create a little flip there with that, create a little bit of extra interest, a bit of hidden journaling. Some people don't like their writing. I'm one of those that don't like my handwriting. So by creating a little flip there, you can write on it, and then it's not sort of visible initially when you open it up. So I'm going to start gluing things down now. So that pocket there, just going to go down the the two sides, so we've got an open end, and it's on the outside. You've got to make sure that when you're creating the pockets that it's going to the outside of the journal, so that when it's all folded up, they're sticking out, as opposed to the long the long part, the hypotenuse of the triangle. Gosh, that's my A-level maths coming out. Which if it stuck out there, you wouldn't be able to fold it because there's a fold there. So yeah, you go out the end there where you can see I'm just trying to poke a die in, and then you'll be all right. It'll fold up nicely, and you give a nice little bit of a decorative effect on the outside of the journal. So here I'm going to create a bit of a flap. So I'm kind of looking at the way I'm going to stick on my my little cluster, and also thinking about the flap. So that's me just sticking them down and creating a nice, pretty effect. I chose the stamps that kind of colour coordinate well with the colour of the rose and the colour of the cinnamon cider, which I think is a really nice sort of antique-y effect. It's quite similar to vintage photo, which I think it works really well. And I've got matching inks, cards, ribbon, everything. So it's sort of all tones in well together. So I've done that cluster, and then I thought about I need something for the hinge. So it's actually going to end up as 4 elements on there as I sort of pick out a ticket to put on there. I'm thinking first of washi tape and realising that's actually not going to work. So I then settle down for a ticket and have like a paper hinge. It's actually a way I stick tags on top of presents. So I get a tag and I stick some tape on it, and then I fold it back on itself and stick another bit of tape on it, and it holds it really well, and it allows you to flip it backwards and forwards. So that is what I was thinking of when I was doing that. So I just want to I don't know what I'm doing. Am I changing my mind and making that a pocket? I do a flip, but obviously I decided not to flip that one. Maybe I decided because it's doesn't go with the rule of 3, so I'm going to flip a different one. So I'm going to flip this one. That's right. So I do an awkward way of scoring rather than thinking I could just fold it in half, which is what I do on subsequent ones. I sort of looked for my score tool and thought I'm going to score it. It was too wide, so I've cut it down a bit, and I'm sort of fiddling, thinking, what can I do? I know, I'll score it, and that allowed me to fold it. Whereas it's a very small ticket and I could just fold it in half. But I guess because I wasn't doing it exactly in half, which is what I decided to do later, that I work out an easier way of doing it, of just fold the ticket in half, and rather than, use this method, which is a bit more long-winded. Let's just fold. That's all I'm doing. And so then I stick one half to the triangle and the other half down to the actual album, and that gives us our little flip. So there I am, applying the glue, and then stick the other end. This is Carlisle glue, so it doesn't stick instantly. My Tombow was on my other desk, so if I'd have used Tombow, it would have stuck instantly. That's me. I dropped me dauber to ink up. I hadn't inked up those edges, so best get them done before they're stuck down. And a little bit of stenciling there, make it look in keeping with everything else. And then I just need to stick that one down to the base of the album, and then it'll fold out nicely and add a little bit of interest. When I've made these before, I have created little pockets, but I didn't do anything like this. And sort of, I made one for my niece's 40th birthday, and I stuck photos and did some stamping with, you know, appropriate sentiments on it, and you know, it worked really well. So there, I just need to sort of top it off with decoration. I think at this point, I'm not thinking about putting a ticket on the inside. That comes to me afterwards. And I've chosen that green ticket because it goes with the green on the leaves. I was, you know, thinking about how colours complement each other. So yeah, that's that. And then this is when I think, I'll put another ticket on there. So I find a ticket, and this is when I realise I could just fold it in half. So I'm thinking I wanted something small, because if that's going to be a bit of journaling and a bit of, might put a little photo. I managed to get little photos when I did it for my niece. I actually made her smaller, because this is 8x8 squares, and I did 6x6 squares for her. So that was much easier, just folding it. And so I stuck one half down, and then applied the glue, and stuck the other one, so it sort of creates a nice little hinge, and it's quite secure. And I say that's how I adhere tags to, sometimes do tags to Christmas presents. So they're just popping up a bit of the oozy glue, because I did put quite a lot of it on because I want it to be nice and secure. So that is basically what I'm doing and how I'm going around decorating those. So I'll get the rest of them stuck on. Okay, so I have been through, I've stuck everything down, and I've added some little tags. So let me show you. That's that side that I was working on, and these are our flap outs. So I've done two. So I've done one at the top and one at the bottom, and I've got these pockets, and I've made these tags to go in the pockets with a bit of a dangly, and these are from the Vintage Days kit. And so you get that on a full sort of A4 sheet, and what I did was I printed them 4 to a page, so they were sort of shrunk down, and they do fit really nicely into these pockets. And all I did was backed them onto some of the tea paper that I've used there, and I've put a little eyelet in and a bulb pin, and a little dangly, which I thought was cool. So I've got to finish those off, and I thought I'd just show you. So I just used my crocodile. I decided why not go the full hog, and so I'm using the small hole because it's a very small tag. So just punch in a hole, and I've got some eyelets that are just the right colour really. These ones in the corner here go really well with this cinnamon cider. I think there are different shades in there, so I'm going for like the darker one, and just pop it in there. It doesn't take 2 minutes with a crocodile. So there it is, all done. I'll only show you the one, and then I got me bulb pins, and then it was just a matter of choosing a dangly to go in. And I bought some charms in a pack of 50, I think it was, but they were very gold, and I can't actually find the original ones. I think they're in here. So these are the ones. I dyed them with some alcohol inks to give them a bit more of a vintage look. So but this is what they started off as. They started off as really gold, but a little bit of alcohol ink, and that's how they turn out like. But I got this bracelet. I don't even know where I got this from. I think possibly picked it up in a charity shop or something. But the reason why I bought it was these charms, and they're quite a good colour, so that saves a bit. So I might pick some off here. We've got keys and little flower there with a pearl, little cross. So I'm going to use those. I've got other things there, but these are a bit too big for it. These are some other charms that I use the alcohol ink on. These ones started off. Oh, I put some bells in as well. These ones started off as silver, and these ones started off as that gold. So they come out a little bit of a different colour, depending on what they're starting from. So I'm going to pick one of these off. Let's go with that key. So let's work out how to get it off. Just give it a twist, I think, and we should get it off. Do you know, I looked at some pliers the other day and thought they might be quite useful to have in my craft stash, and then I didn't buy them. And I was trying to think, well, when would I use them? And I couldn't think at the time in the shop of how I might use them. And here I am. Like, this is how you'd use them. Do you know what I might do? If I just cut that elastic, then it'll come off, won't they? And then I'll have some pearls as well, which would be quite nice. Just sitting here thinking, I can't see my scissors. There they are. So, there we go. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. And it is, I'm not even sure if it's metal. Might even be plastic, which is less weight, so that'll work. So it's got, I'll just put it through that circle that's on there. Save me messing about. There we go. So there, nice little dangly. I think a key works really well. And that is what my intention is there. So I should add more of those. And then we just need to decorate. Oh, a couple of pearls there. Let's put them over there for now. And then the other side, I did in exactly the same way. Got some flippies there, got the pockets here. So yeah, so I just need to decorate the cover really. So they fold in, and the middle folds in. Just got to remember those flippies. And there we go. So this comes round, so that is your front, and that is where I want it to open. So that's the top and the bottom. So my thoughts were Stampin' Up! I've got these antique corners and sliders, they call them, and I've got proper corners that I've put on journals, these sort of big ones that you sort of snap down, but I thought they'd probably be a bit too big for the corners of this. Plus I can't snap them down on these corners because that needs to open up. So these, perfect, because they just stick, so I can just glue them or use a glue dot and put them in the corners, and I thought they would work really well. so one in each corner would be very nice. So that was a thought. And then it needs a bit of a focal point, and I've got this. I thought I quite liked that, but I wasn't sure if it was too big. I have got smaller versions that I can cut out sort of to put on, and I've also got some of these sort of book plates that could go on. I think I'd need to try and colour them a bit to fit the colour of this. Quite nice. Say different things. Got timeless, and then I've got ones that I've sort of made, which actually I could colour. So those were stamped onto book paper and then just cut out. So I quite like that. If I could then stick a word in it, memories, like that. We'll have that one. I think we might do that. So what I might do is just ink it up, and I think I might want a little circle behind there. Kind of done that before. I want my cinnamon cider. We want to ink it up, so let's get in. There we go. Because I want to see. Yeah. I wanted the outline to still be on it. Yeah, quite like that. And I might put a bit of scripty on it. I think that's quite nice. Let's have a little look-see. Yeah, I think that'll work quite nice. Might just rip it. Oh, there's rip. That'll be cool. And then I like this because it's like an old-fashioned typewriter font. Yay. That is lovely. Right. So let's get that stuck down before I change my mind. And then I just need to finish off all of those tags and then we're done. So quick project. I say quick, I mean a few hours, but it's one you can start and finish in one light sitting, really. And I think loads of people, I'm in quite a few junk journaling groups, and there's lots of people like talk about, oh, I think I'm ready to start my first journal, bit scared, whatever. Well, start small. This is a good way. Get used to making things on a small scale. And do you know, now I've done that, don't think I like it shiny. I think I want it non-shiny. Look, I've picked off a bit there, so I'm going to have to stick something on there. So I think I'm going to do it. There we go. Going to do it non-shiny. Otherwise it sticks out too much. Yeah. I think that's better. So Stick a bit of glue there. Stick that over it. I'm holding that down with my finger and it's only going to stick to the back of my finger in it and come off. Oh no, we've managed. There we go. So I think I like that. Just wanted something nice and simple and classy, so it looks like an old book. Right, I'm going to get these corners stuck on, and I'm gonna put them on with a glue dot, and I think that will hold. Just going to go into the corner there, stick it down. I think these are so cute. And perfect. I say the other ones just wouldn't work, but I think this is just right for this little project. So now we just need to stick that down, and I'm kind of thinking, where's this bow going, so that I can stick it above the bow. And I might even put the bow to the side. So we can stick that on there. Yep, I think that works. Just standing up to have a look. Yep. Love it. Right, so all I need to do is finish off those tags, and then I'll show you it when it's done. Okay, so that's all the charms at the end. I coloured, these were pink little rhinestones. I coloured them with a pumpkin pie blend as I did those pearls, so they kind of went better with the colours. I really do like the antique finish on these. I think they go really well with this. I might change those two charms actually, so that they're more matchy. Actually, it's only the one that's different. So these need to just pop in these pockets that I've made. Another one there. And then the ones on this side. So we've got one there. One there. And of course, because we've got the pockets, we can, you know, you can put other things in when you're filling it. So that's it done. And then to close up, that's it. Make sure the charms are on the outside. And that is my cute little journal. So I hope you like that. Hope you give it a try and sort of look at other designs, maybe things that you've made in the past that aren't junk journal related. I think a lot of paper crafters decide to start. I know I've got friends who are like, oh, you're making me think I might start. Well, you can incorporate some of the designs that you've maybe used in a non-vintage junk journaling fashion, and actually they would fit this style of crafting as well. So I'll link down below to the shop. I might stick those, actually they're moving a bit on the glue dot, so I might stick them down with someone else actually. But yeah, hope you like that, and go and pop over to my blog to see the pictures, and say links to my shop if you wish to purchase any of the Stampin' Up products that I've used, apart from these retired ones. Okay, see you again soon. Bye.